It's all bad.
It's gonna look like a factory straight out of the showroom machine.
Nah. Holy cow.
We need...
What's up, everybody? Today on Cars and Cameras, we should be taking our wheelbarrow 4-cylinder supercharged go-kart for its maiden voyage. We're gonna give the honors to our friend Scott. He's in the Navy and he absolutely loves this build, and he's gonna be joining us tomorrow. So we're trying to get this thing ready for him to ride tomorrow morning.
Think we can do it?
I don't know, but it's gonna be a great surprise. So we have a pretty good laundry list before we can drive this thing, including mounting the steering wheel, installing the exhaust, mounting our gearing and drive shaft. But we're gonna get started at the rear end where Ike is redoing our bag mounts.
Yes. So the bags on compression, on full extension, the bags were fine. You can see the base of the bolts for the bag. When we lowered it, watch the bolt, it kind of rotates forward, and it put the angle of the bag, the base of the bag, at a funky angle, and we need to kind of make sure it doesn't do that because we don't want to damage the airbag at all. So we're gonna figure out like a little pivot on the bottom of this, which will allow the base of the bag to kind of go where it wants to freely while still being able to handle the suspension. I think we got it figured out.
Cool. We also want to make sure this will lay frame.
Yes.
That's what you're doing?
Yes. So, I'm making sure when the airbag is completely mushed at full compression that the back of this frame is going to be on the ground. Because I think it would be awesome to be able to let the air out going down the road and have sparks just flying out of the back of this thing. That'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
4.5 inches.
Well, Ike is working on the back. I am working on our steering, getting the steering wheel installed. So we need to extend where our steering wheel sits by about 5 inches. So I have like a combination of 3 sleeves. One that's gonna go over the shaft there, and then this is already countersunk down in there. So it's sleeved, and then I have this final piece that I'm gonna weld right there. It's a nice snug fit onto our quick release steering wheel piece. There it is. And then this washer, flange, is gonna get welded to the steering wheel, and that's how it's gonna mount. Cover. It's not so bad here. It's just like when you turn it, it's like very awkward.
It's supposed to be going straight, fast speed with it, not turning. So I've been working on the magic box, taking it out. I'm adding a gear to it, which means I have to add a keyway on the magic box. Magic box is over in the other room getting done. Meanwhile, I had to come over here and check out what John's doing.
Finished up.
Wow, that's looking pretty good, dude.
Oh, that's one of the bad ones.
Oh, wow.
Okay, that's one of the bad ones too.
It's all bad.
It's fine,
it looks good to me, dude.
Yeah.
Looks fantastic. So those are going to be cooling off, which is a good thing. I'm not done with the magic box.
This one's good to go.
Okay, good. And I'm going to have to clean up the...
Yeah, where I welded those things in.
Which is cool. So this is going to hold the cross brace, since there's two swing arms, and this is how we're going to connect them together, which is going to make them stronger.
Yeah. We're definitely not going to have this done by the time Scott gets here, but we're still going to give him first dibs.
Okay, sounds good. Coming along.
Ike is definitely the unsung hero of the day.
Why's that?
Dude, because you have the most brutal task of the whole job. Making a keyway by hand.
I wish I thought about it and taken this to the shop and did it with the...
Your baby mill.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. So if you, all right, tips for people who are trying to grind a keyway by hand.
Well, it all depends. A grinding wheel works pretty good. I marked it out with a marker in a square before starting because you don't want the keyway to kind of wander off because that'll be bad. So I put a square on it and I marked down. And then what I did was I used a drill and I just drilled a bunch of places straight down. And now I'm just kind of cleaning everything up.
All right. It might look a little gnarly now, but save your comments.
It's going to be covered up and you're not going to see it.
Oh, I was going to say, it's going to look like a factory straight out of the showroom machine.
No.
Oh. It's all right.
Got a little self-clearance with the key through the frame.
Mama.
It's going to make some noise at first, but it should clear up pretty quick.
Right, so we need to space the sprocket off the gearbox.
Right, yes. It's going to be spaced off. It's going to be right around there.
That's pretty cool though, man.
And then I got to put another brace up here with a bolt coming down, but it's got to be up high so we have enough room for chain clearance. He said don't look at his welds, by the way.
Is it time for your introduction?
It's not.
I think it is.
It's on pipe, around it.
No, I'm not talking about your weld introduction.
Down, fillet weld pipe.
This is Luke.
No.
He's been in the background for a long time, in more ways than one. We became friends in 6th grade.
That's right.
Luke was there when we, for the first ever build, when we took an office chair and tried to put skateboard wheels underneath it, and then we towed it behind 2 bicycles in the neighborhood.
That was before I even was in the picture.
Yep, because you would have said, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life.
No, I would probably been like, go, go, go.
Well, it's like when your parents don't let you have a go-kart, you have to build your own more dangerous things. Like, we ate some serious crap on that office chair.
Oh, yeah.
When you dropped a wheel into the off the pavement, you just went down.
Oh, you know.
Sounds exciting.
Good times. Anyway, Luke's in welding school, and he's been helping us out, learning some fab stuff. So, doing a good job, having fun. How are we looking, buddy?
Well, I'm about to, I'm going to put the axle in because I want it to square it up with the axle. And then I'm going to install this cross piece right along here. And yeah, so we're going to weld it solid here. And I've got some rosettes in these brackets that I made, and we're going to weld all of this together. That way, all we got to do is unbolt this, and we can separate our suspension pieces and service our magic box or whatever else. So
Cool.
yeah.
Yeah. I like it.
I remember this was a pain. Yeah, this is a 2-person job.
Yep.
You know, we could just come off of there and go ahead and put this on and then slip it on. That'd be a whole lot less to guide on.
But yeah, you're right. Okay. So we're taking that off of there.
Yeah, all I gotta do is just knock it. Alright, so all we gotta do
Is weld.
center all this stuff up and weld it up. This end over here is going to be welded solid. It's going to be a part of this swing arm, and it'll be able to unbolt from here, and we'll be able to take everything apart.
So when things aren't quite in spec, use a ratchet strap, and you can make it in spec. Yeah, that's in spec. What'd you say?
I said inspect this.
What did I walk into?
You hadn't been there.
Hot.
It's our pieces.
I'll get the welding. It's a nice looking control arm.
I like how it's different. It's functional. Works. As far as we know. Yeah. Yeah, pretty cool.
Good morning. It's another day of jamming on the rat rod. Scott's here. What do you think so far, man?
This thing's awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How'd you like it? He's getting started on the brakes. Ike's working on the axle still. I'm putting our jack shaft back together. Luke's installing our exhaust manifolds. We are just jamming.
So now we have this part. And I'm gonna find a good spot for the top.
Sorry.
Thanks, John. I'm gonna find a spot on top, and we're gonna have a pivot point at the top too, so the top can pivot as well. But pretty good. I can probably just get away with just one end pivoting and not the other. Scott,
Delivery.
is that a can of Beanie Weenies, or are you just excited to see me?
Present for you, sir. Add to the collection.
Holy cow.
We need a sponsorship.
We do. Bush's Beans. Can y'all give us a shout out? Or, a holla?
So I think we have enough beans, but we're gonna need some help. We need bacon. We need
Onions.
onions. Hot dogs.
We need weenies.
Good enough. I'm thinking, John, we rocked those airbags back a little bit. If you look, when I lifted this, in this position, it's basically just straight up.
Oh, I see.
So,
Little tilt's gonna soften our spring rate too, right? Does it still work with air?
yeah, it's very slight.
That's cool. Yeah. No, I mean honestly, like the rear could have been softer when we tested.
Well, I did move this further forward, which is going to soften it.
I say you give it the tilt.
Yeah, because I think I can just get away with welding in the flat
Yep.
bars at that point.
Sweet.
And this little bit of pivot there will take care of everything. It'll simplify things up if I just put the flat bar up there.
For sure.
Yeah. All right, we're getting close.
Oh yeah. So we're gonna run a test.
Yep. Try. I'm gonna put the plate on and somebody mark it with a marker. Oh, thank you. And
Ready?
yeah. Can you mark the other end?
Yep.
Just a little more. Thank you.
Yep.
All right. So kind of from that point. Oh, yeah. Okay. We can do this.
I believe in you.
I believe in you. What a team. That puts it exactly at the full height.
Cool. So we don't need a pivoting mount up there. Very cool.
It looks like it's kind of level with the
It's really close.
it's really close. That pivoting piece right there ought to take care of everything. So I say we do the flat metal. We'll just kind of round it and make it look pretty. And we'll weld it up there, and that'll be our upper mounts.
I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't sold on your rear end before.
You like my rear end now?
I love
Nice.
Come here.
All right. Let me do another one. All right, we should probably pop that off before we cook our bag.
Yep.
I have these weldable gussets from Go Power Sports. These are the 2x2, super convenient.
Yeah.
And they'll go in just like this.
One up,
Yeah.
one down. It's gonna look
It's
super
going to be
clean.
very pretty.
Oh yeah.
I like it.
Yep. Any kind of weld-on parts you might need for your go-kart or mini bike project, Go Power Sports has you covered. We're going to link what we're using in the video description, as well as the driver and driven, anything CVT related, they got you covered. The live axle kit, they got you covered. I'm going to link it all in the description. Thanks to Go Power Sports for sponsoring Cars and Cameras. Yeah. Might need to trim this one a little bit, or just put it on the outside. But
I say put it on the
yeah,
outside.
that'll look cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Our rear suspension.
Yeah.
Looking good.
It is cool. And we can test it.
Yep.
Looks pretty good. Ike, what did Dr. Pepper ever do to you, man?
What are you talking about?
What are you doing?
The doctor's helping me. That's what doctors are for, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm making a little bit of a sleeve to put in here. What I've done is I've taken a tube, pipe, whatever you want to call it, butted it to the end of our coupler here, our little splined adapter, and it's allowing me to slide this 1-inch axle into here. This is going to be all of our driveline stuff, but I'm pretty sure I got this pretty square, because you can take this thing out and you can roll it on the ground. It looks nice and straight. So now I need to take out the slot from the 1-inch shaft sliding in there, and I'm going to do that by shimming it with my favorite beverage. Non-diet though. I like the manly Dr. Pepper, full strength.
You like corn syrup like a real man.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to be cutting a little shim out of it, wedging it in there, and hopefully everything will be kind of square at that moment. Then I can weld it up.
Cool.
And hopefully there's no vibrations on the drive shaft.
If there is, blame the doctor.
Okay.
All right, rear end is all tacked in. We have it aired up. It looks really cool now that like it's complete-ish. So we're gonna jump up and down on it, right? Is that the idea?
Sure.
Yeah, we're testing our upper shock mounts. And our drive shaft is also in. Looks good. So we're sitting about, oh wow. How did that get stiffer?
I don't know, it's fine. It'll feel good.
Yeah, it's actually like cushy. Wow.
Did y'all have the same amount in the front as back?
It's like you're on a really big snowboard. I have no idea. Yeah. World's largest surfboard. Skateboard.
It looks very comfortable.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting, that's for sure.
Johnson. Okay, the back is moving more than the front.
Okay.
So
And the cool thing is we can adjust spring rate by just letting some air out, basically. Yeah.
yep,
Very cool.
I can prove it. Like so far the back is moving more than the front.
Yeah.
So I'm going to remove this board right here, and I'm
Try
going
to equal them out.
let some air out and just see. Try that.
Yeah, now I think the front is moving a little more than the back. That's crazy. We're getting close, boys.
Don't roll it off the table.
Yeah,
I got it.
thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah.
I'm having too much fun. We are good. Yeah. Right here.
All right.
We don't even need the tub, boys. That's so cool. It's definitely like the parking brake is on.
Yeah, it's the rear is on the magic box.
Yeah.
And we still. Oh wow.
So they're not even fully.
We're not even fully. Yeah.
I think it works though.
Is the sprocket on the ground?
Oh, most.
The
definitely.
front sprocket?
Front sprocket is.
It's close. It will be on the ground.
I was about to say, you could like lay this thing on the ground and then just do like burnouts in place.
That's
What?
a good idea.
We can still do that by airing up the front.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very true.
I'm gonna jack it up.
For science.
Huh?
For science.
For science. Bracing. I'm gonna do the front first.
Are we going to check out the ejecto-cedo?
Yeah.
Yeah, before you hit it, and after that turns off, you say ejectocito, cuz.
Ejectocito, cuz.
Yep.
You ready for the back one?
Hold on, this is gonna blow my back out. Hold on. Yep. Hit it. That's cool.
Not bad.
That's cool.
It had less air in it at that time, but it's not crazy.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah. It is. It's pretty stiff, man.
And the air is equalized. Well, both valves are open. Go ahead and bounce on it in the center, and let's see where. I think the back has a little bit more than the front,
Okay.
which is fine.
I'm a little closer to the back, I guess. Cool, man. Well, our drive shaft is also tacked in.
That's cool.
We just need to run a chain here.
Yep.
Make sure it's not junky. Probably put a tensioner in.
And we really needed to turn this thing around backwards for clearance stuff, and we don't have the reverse spring, so we've kind of wound it. We need to order a reverse spring from Go Power Sports.
Yeah,
Let's
we're
give
gonna get
them
a
call.
reverse wound spring, but for right now, we're gonna make it work.
Yeah.
Very good. So, drive shaft, primary and driven, chain, test.
Brakes.
Oh yeah.
I think having brakes would be a great idea for
Pretty
a test.
important.
Yeah.
I mean, they're half done already.
Well, we got to get a new line made because we don't have one long enough here. And if we call it Go Power Sports, it'll be here in a couple of days.
Looking good, man.
Thank you.
Looking real good. We are not far. I had to go get a custom brake hose made for our specific length with a nice 90-degree fitting on here. Yeah, our brake master cylinder is going to be mounted about like this.
Which is not ideal.
No.
I'm just going to try to beat everybody to it.
You know it, but we're still going to send it, and it's going to be fine, right? And plus, Scott's going first, so we don't have to deal with it. Yeah.
So we've got a lot of the driveline taken care of. We have the front sprocket installed. We have a idler installed for that. So the front part of this drive shaft is done. John is working on
Cover.
the rear half, mounting like another mount for the magic box. So we only had the front mounted up, and the back was just kind of chilling. Now it's getting
It's getting there.
the mount on the rear, and we had to move the mount way up for chain clearance because the chain is moving up to the sprocket at the back with it slammed down. So this thing is in its almost lowest position. It's got like maybe an inch more it can go. So we had to make plenty of clearance for the chain.
Mama. Cover.
I gotta say, man, the rear link on this thing is just wicked.
Oh, it's good.
It looks so good.
So fellas, today is the day. We picked a great morning for Scott to drive it. It's like 40 degrees outside.
Yeah.
And you happen to find some stickers on the side of the road on your way down here.
Yeah, it seems fitting.
Yeah, super cool. So we're gonna stick those on. It's just odds and ends. We're having a hard time bleeding our brakes, so Luke is getting a vacuum bleeder. I'm gonna weld the rear end up and our hubs up so Scott doesn't die. And what are you doing?
I'm just marking areas that I need to trim on this tub, like here, because we have a chain. And we have some clearance issues and stuff, so just doing a little trimmage.
Sounds good, man. Let's get it done.
Yeah, our little air compressor air tank needs to get
Zip tied somewhere.
up, and then
Oh, fuel tank.
we want our engine cutoff switch.
Oh, that's
Easily
a good
accessible.
idea too.
That's a great idea.
I'm just thinking safety. I don't know.
Man, check it out. We have our drive line, we have our driven pulley and drive pulley put together with our chain going to our drive shaft. And when it starts to go, this is it. And here's the output of the PTO box. And we just need to run a chain from that to the rear end, and the whole drive line will be pretty much done.
Yeah. This is a good time to address some comments in the first episode of this build.
Okay.
Why are we always using a CVT? People wanted to see a real transmission behind this engine. I think in this case, packaging, CVT is just so compact and it works better than just a centrifugal clutch. That being said, I would love to mount like a 670 to a 4-speed kind of traditional transmission would be really cool.
Well, like a Harley, the big twin.
We could do that
Harleys
too.
Have a
Yeah.
transmission, or like a old 3-speed manual transmission out of something small.
That would be cool, but it's kind of becomes, you have to really plan the whole design of the build around that, which I'd be down to do, but it just didn't work for this one.
Honestly, if we were to put a transmission in it, we would probably have to add at least 12 inches more to the build.
Right.
Yeah, I really like this. CVT is simple and it works.
Yep.
I'm just jumping in here, man.
Beautiful.
Timber.
I'm sorry I put this in your way. Hold on. All right. Cutting it off.
Yeah, for kill switch.
Okay.
I'm gonna hold this while you weld it.
Okay.
Don't burn me.
Okay. Try not to. So we're gonna do some gussets for our steering wheel, like ignition, our
Kill switch.
yeah, our start button when we go to put that in.
And maybe.
Maybe some up-down solenoids for the bags.
Yeah. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. So we're gonna get these tacked in for now, and get our kill switch hooked up, and then worry about the rest later.
All right.
Cover. It's weird. I felt the heat like move the metal.
Yeah.
And like it was one way.
The wheel turned out pretty good.
Yeah. Don't squeeze the lever.
Oh, with
Oh,
the
that's
with
disgusting.
the with the gun. Got it. Maybe we close that and I get a good suction to hold on this and we open it again.
We've been having a little trouble with bleeding the brakes. We're using a master cylinder that's probably several years old. And it looks like we might have gotten some water in it.
Yeah.
It's got some corrosion in it.
Yeah.
So we're having a little trouble bleeding it, but it's slowly
Building pressure.
building pressure. You can hear the air in
It
it.
was juicy.
It sounds crunchy.
All that air.
Yeah.
But it's slowly getting out. Just got to keep working it. All right. All right. Close it. Holding.
Cover. A little on the foamy side.
All right. Open floor.
Very nice.
I think we can call it right there, Scott. It feels pretty good. Yeah. So the brakes are bled. Now we got to run the line, install the tub, and see about installing the steering wheel so we can mount this in a position that I don't know how well it's going to work. We're actually going to put it up. I know you're supposed to have it sideways, but as long as the hole is down below, able to pick up the fluid, we should be okay. We just wouldn't be able to bleed the brakes unless we brought the master cylinder down.
What are you doing?
Trying to tap in for a new kill switch.
So we're just gonna relocate our kill switch from the front of the engine to like the steering wheel.
No, we're gonna keep this one up here functional too.
Oh, cool.
So I'm tapping into one of the wires and it's gonna route back to the button, so it's an and or.
That's awesome.
Well, this has to still be on in order for the engine to run.
Okay. I think Ike has the most tedious task of the morning.
Never.
I don't like this part.
Why not?
I don't think you're gonna film it. So these red ones I'm having a hard time crimping. They're so small that these crimpers aren't getting it, so I have to use the inside of that.
And that's our ground for our kill.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool, man. Look at the button.
It feels a lot more solid, dude. I got everything welded up. I didn't weld it up solid. I didn't think it was necessary.
Yeah.
Even welded the little bulge, power bulge in the bottom of the.
Nice.
Yeah. So let's see if it still fits. It does. There we go. Lovely.
Sweet. The rear end is looking good, man.
Thanks.
We're gonna put our air tank up there when we do that. But so far, we got all our lock collars in, got all our keys in. I'm just cutting a chain, and we're almost there. It's not ready for a ride without zip ties.
Yeah, and you can disconnect it right here, so the engine part of the kill switch stays with the engine. This just gets mounted up to the steering wheel.
And I'm just making sure everything's tight, and because we don't want any loose bolts like we normally do, and have them rattle out while riding it.
But we have so much help today, we have time to check for nuts and bolts. We just usually are so excited we don't check.
I guarantee you we're gonna forget.
Oh yeah, there are a lot of nuts and bolts on this thing.
Yeah.
I'm really happy with how the rear end turned out.
Thank you. I thought it turned out pretty good too. Those bags look awesome. The rear links look awesome. So we keep misplacing the bolts and stuff, but I'm trying to install the steering box.
That looks like the steering looks so darn just Mad Max like the rest of it.
So majestic.
It is cool. Can't wait to have all our buttons filled out. Up, down, left, right. Left bumper, right bumper.
So good, dude. Love it.
Torpedoes.
You know what? I'll go bottoms up. That's gonna be too long, isn't it? That one's too long.
These are too skinny.
Yeah, those are too skinny. It's funny. We had all the bolts, and they all got like just.
It's what happens when a big project comes together quickly is things just always go flying everywhere.
Well, it was assembly, disassembly, assembly, disassembly, assembly, disassembly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We'll get it. Just give me a few minutes. And we're gonna put the shield in over this.
Yeah, the shield's probably a great idea.
Yeah, because it's we got a lot of moving parts there. Waiting for the drill.
Just getting this tubbage mounted.
Yeah.
It's
One
like
more bolt.
it feels solid.
It is solid.
Yeah.
Did we tighten up these lower bolts?
I don't think so.
Nope.
Nope.
We gotta tighten them things up. I am shortened our little container thing here, so we
Pony
can
bottle.
so we can get it up in here, like maybe put it up on the dash out of the way. And I'm gonna run a line from here all the way to a tank that's gonna go on the back. So I'm gonna do that by drilling a hole and installing another quick disconnect.
And this is temporary until we get our dash installed with our nice little push buttons.
Yes,
Cool. It's gonna work.
I hope so. Got to make sure. I didn't think about it, but it looks like this line is right for the tank, and I'm hoping it's right. This is our air compressor.
What does it go on?
Goes right here on the back,
Whoa.
and yeah,
It's it's for like a truck air horn kit.
right. That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, and we like it because of the size, and it's got the built-in air compressor right there. So pretty easy. So
It just needs a horn to complete the setup.
I mean, we can put a horn on it. Yeah,
We got the button space.
exactly. So this is going to be the test drive, but eventually this is going to be plumbed up to solenoids in our dash. The fuel tank is also going to be under the dash somewhere with our fuel cap right here, just like a Model A, right, Ike?
Yep.
That's going to be sweet. Got to put on our clutch guard. We're going to do 2-into-1 stainless steel headers. A 4-into-1 would be sick. I'm not quite sure how we'd pull it off other than maybe threading the needle through there and having like unequal length headers. So it would probably sound like a Subaru. A flat 4 with unequal length headers.
Subaru.
Something tells me our fan base isn't huge fans of Subarus.
That battery is about to bust.
Yeah. Isn't it cool? It goes up, and then when it keeps airing up, it comes down a little bit.
Yeah.
Love it.
Ready for the test drive, dude? It is very cool.
Yeah, I think so. We just got to get it off and try to crank it up. We have brakes, we have throttle, we have suspension.
And we have a driver.
I think we're ready. Do we have gas in it?
No.
All right. Ready, John? Big boy. All right, here we go. All right, set her down.
Use your back only.
Dude, it's on the ground. It's on the ground.
I look stupid.
You look fantastic.
No, they're all gonna laugh at me.
That's the point. Well, the first ever driver is going to be our friend Apocalypse Joe.
Yep.
Yeah. First
scared
try.
of nothing.
We're gonna test the kill switch. Like with any new build, you want to jack up the rear axle. Just get your drive wheels off the ground in case you have an issue with your throttle cable hanging up, or
So
test your kill switch.
there's no sway bar on the front, so that's why we got so much.
We need to make it wider too, but it's a 5-minute job.
The articulation is crazy on the front, so we really need, before we were to go crazy with trying to do donuts and stuff, we would have to have a sway bar on the front.
I think you said feel it out and then do some donuts.
Be cautious.
Yeah. You know.
We'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Exactly.
You ready, sir? Yeah. Here we go.
Do you need to test the kill switch? Good. Sounds so crazy. Yeah, it does. Yeah. It is so loud.
You think it's jumping in the chain?
I hear metal on metal clanking around in this area. I just want to make sure that it's okay before we like heat it up too much.
Yeah. I know that there's self-clearing going on the back,
Okay.
and there's probably a little bit on the front, on the drive shaft.
This thing is super responsive, by the way.
I think it's geared very short. It sounds like it anyway.
And the supercharger makes it super like responsive.
Yeah.
Like you gotta be careful with that gas because you can go too much. It just wants to go. You want to grab your helmet?
Well, you're done frying?
No.
Since we don't have the tins on it, we gotta keep it moving so it doesn't overheat.
Oh yeah. Alright, go that way.
Pretty wild, dude.
So we'll play with the gearing,
Yeah.
get it a little bit better.
I mean, look how well it turns though.
Not bad.
I was getting sprayed in the face by fuel.
Yeah, I think it was coming out of the.
I think we had some coming out of the overflow too.
Okay.
It is awful shaky.
Yeah.
What do you think, Scott? Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like anything I've ever ridden before.
Yeah.
And it needs a seat.
We have
Or something.
That would be.
Is that fuel?
Yeah. Well, I don't think that's real fuel line. I think it's what we had on the shelf.
Oh. That's why I died.
That's crazy. It looks wild, man.
It's a riot. You gotta try it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep sliding down like into the pulleys and stuff.
Oh, okay. That's bad.
Every little bump, I'm like sliding further down. So you gotta be able to brace yourself a little bit better.
It looks really cool.
Yeah, I think like aesthetically, it's really close. Of course, we got a lot of cleanup to do on our air lines and stuff. I think we can space the rear tires out. That's not a big deal. We can play with the front width too. I feel like we could make the front a little wider as well, and that's just going to help it make it more stable.
The front width?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's not so important. How did it drive though? It looked like it turned very well.
It does. It has enough give in the tires. Like you can do donuts. It's fine.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was the pulley with the belt shifting all the way in the pulley like it was supposed to, or
I didn't look.
Well,
It felt like it was just fine.
I gotta say, man, that was a great first run, dude.
Hey, dude.
I'm
right here.
very happy with how it turned out.
Come here, buddy.
All right.
Yeah.
Air 5. Yeah.
Go team.
First impressions, it's kind of awkward to sit in. Scott said he was falling down into the tub the whole time, and I can totally see why.
Every little bounce.
Yeah,
You
so
go
I'm
further and
trying to brace with my feet, and it's not ideal, but that's okay. It's for looks
Yep.
Yeah.
and coolness factor.
Man, can you imagine this thing at Pate?
It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
The brakes worked okay?
Brakes work awesome.
Let me try crisscross head. I guess we can make something to brace our feet on. Yeah, I just feel like I'm just gonna slide down like this, but this is more comfortable for me. I'm ready, buddy.
All right.
10% throttle.
10%
Yep.
throttle. Here we go. Boy, y'all want to watch out for this.
I know.
I hit VTEC, and it's a good thing I was wearing safety glasses.
Oh my gosh. He is covered. All right, so we need to hook up the crankcase vent.
Yeah, who'd have thunk it? Man, I was at half throttle this whole time, and I'm like, I'm gonna open this thing up, and then it.
Oh, sorry, buddy.
It's pretty cool. It's most comfortable if you're crisscross applesauce and sitting up. At least for me,
Yeah.
it's really not bad. It is really bouncy. I'm sure it would benefit from shock absorbers.
Yeah.
But that's kind of on our list. Otherwise, it's really. It's pretty good. It's crazy. The throttle response is kind of funky. You're right, Scott. So maybe a thumb throttle or some other type of throttle setup.
The throttle's, the engine likes the throttle, right?
Yeah,
But it's just a strange setup.
it is.
Okay, so it's taking the gas, great.
Yep.
Okay.
It is.
I'm gonna find a hose to put on that crankcase vent, check the oil on it, and
It's your turn.
choke off.
I bet his foot just went into the secondary. What y'all are saying, this thing is not slow. No, I wasn't saying it was slow.
This thing is kind of fast.
I'm saying the gearing isn't quite right.
It's faster than what I feel comfortable with.
There's oil everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere. I think it's coming out of a little bit from the supercharger.
Huh. Oh no, I think it's coming out from the governor. It's got like some sort of hydraulic governor on it. We're probably deadheading the oil pressure and it's just blowing out. So I guess we should probably look into maybe disabling the governor.
Yeah.
Like taking it apart, plugging it off or whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, this thing is fast.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this thing, it's got a lot of power.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of zip. Throttle response is great. The ride is horrible.
Yeah. But it's air ride, you know?
Yeah.
So we can work on shocks. I mean, and the other thing, man, is did it ever feel like when I was driving it, it never felt like I was running out of power band.
It just kept
It's still going.
Yeah.
Which is either a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah. You know what? Well, maybe I ought to call the guy on the other engine and just make sure I can get another engine.
Yeah.
We might blow this one up.
You know, for science.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
This thing is like in between a pavement princess and an off-road machine. It's just not quite there.
Yeah.
But like
Dual purpose.
You can still do it.
Yeah.
Successful first test drive on the 4-cylinder supercharged wheelbarrow rat rod. It's awesome.
Pow. Gomer Powell.
Private pile.
Private Powell. That'll work. Private Powell.
Private pile, rut rod wagon.
Yeah.
We got a couple of good names.
Yeah.
So we got a ton of issues to fix. We need to fix the ride. The ride is horrible. We got oil leaks to fix, but this thing just keeps wanting to make power. I can't wait to see what the top speed is, see what lap time it puts down around the Grand Prix. Be sure you tune in to the channel. Be sure you subscribe to Cars and Cameras. Thank you for watching. Thank you to Scott for joining us, man. Congrats on a successful first test drive. Thanks to our buddy Luke for being behind the camera. And good job, boys. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.
I hope the camera caught that. What was that?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I burped. That's clear my throat.